There's a moment every gearhead hits. You're scrolling a classifieds page, or sitting in the garage, or reading greasy forum posts, and suddenly you ask yourself, which BMW engine should I buy? Which one will actually last? And which one should I avoid at all costs? Because let's be honest, owning a BMW isn't just about horsepower or glorious inline six howls, it's about reliability, longevity, and peace of mind. You want an engine that not only goes fast, but goes far. Not one that dumps oil on the driveway when you least expect it. Not one that demands constant kidney wrench bills. Not one that turns enthusiast ownership into nightmare ownership. If there's one topic that both buyers and enthusiasts care about more than raw power figures, it's reliability. And the truth is, even BMW, a brand admired for engineering brilliance, has engines that are bulletproof legends, and others that are best avoided unless you love expensive surprises. Today, we're going deep into BMW's most reliable engines, and the ones you should avoid. This isn't clickbait. This is the truth behind decades of engines, real-world performance data, community experience, and the engines that shaped BMW's legacy. Let's start where you want the answer the most. Which BMW engines earned rock-solid trust from owners, tuners, daily drivers, and collectors alike? BMW M30, the old-school workhorse. Long before turbocharging was cool, BMW built what many call one of the most reliable engines of all time, the M30. Introduced in the late 1960s and carried forward through the 70s and 80s, the M30 was a straight-six marvel. Cast-iron block, overhead cam design, simple fuel injection later in life, and an uncanny ability to withstand mileage that would make many modern engines weep. You can find M30S with 300,000 miles, and beyond running as smoothly as the day they rolled off the line. Why was it so good? Because BMW engineered it for simplicity and endurance. No crazy turbochargers, no complex electronics, just pure mechanical honesty. It powered 5 Series sedans, 7 Series cruisers, and even some early M cars. If you wanted a BMW that simply lasted, the M30 was the baseline. Collectors and vintage drivers still cherish these engines today because they're nearly bulletproof. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and BMW ushered in a new era of performance engines. Among them, 2 engines stand tall: the N52 and the N54, each with very different personalities, but both incredibly influential. The N52 was BMW's first mass-production magnesium-aluminum hybrid block engine, naturally aspirated, smooth, and refined. It delivered effortless power in daily driving, wasn't overly complex, and handled mileage gracefully. Especially when maintained properly, it became a favorite in 3 Series and 5 Series models. But the N54, that was the engine that changed tuning culture forever. Twin turbos on an inline 6 in 2006, that was bold. Markets around the world were still questioning turbo reliability and lag. The N54 said, "We don't wait for power, we build it now." And while it earned a reputation for some common early production issues, the core engine block and basic design proved to be exceptionally strong once the known weak points were addressed. High-pressure fuel pump upgrades, injector replacements, and proper cooling management turned the N54 into a tuner's dream that could routinely push 600, 700, even 800-plus horsepower without penalty. Meanwhile, the naturally aspirated N52, by contrast, continued to collect miles with reasonable reliability as long as maintenance wasn't neglected. Between them, both engines earned their place as engines enthusiasts love, and engines that, when treated well, stand the test of time. Now, let's talk about probably the best balanced engine BMW has ever built for mainstream use: the B58. Affectionately known in enthusiast circles as the engine that made turbocharged 6 cylinders feel civilized. when it debuted in 2015, the B58 was both a response to emissions reality and a confirmation that BMW still knew how to build engines that felt alive. Unlike the N54's raw urgency, the B58 was designed for longevity, smooth power delivery, and heat management. Where the N54 was occasionally keyed into higher stress levels early in life, the B58 was inherently stronger. Closed deck block, integrated water-to-air intercooler, and an overall package that handled aftermarket tunes with unexpected ease. Make no mistake, the B58 isn't invulnerable, no engine is, but it has consistently shown itself to be one of BMW's most well-rounded, reliable performance engines ever. Thousands of drivers have put easy daily miles on B58-powered cars while still enjoying serious track fun. And because Toyota used this engine in the Supra, the aftermarket support and community knowledge around B58 reliability is immense. At this point, the B58 stands as a contender for BMW's most trustworthy modern performance engine. Now comes the part everyone dreads to hear. The engines that have earned a reputation for issues, expensive failures, or ongoing maintenance headaches. I'm not here to trash BMW, they build incredible cars. But honesty is important. The N63, a legend, with scars. The N63 is an engine that has true potential. Twin-turbo V8 power, smooth torque, and an engaging presence in vehicles like the M550i and 750i. But it's also an engine that for many years earned a reputation among owners for some consistent problem areas. Oil consumption? Check. Timing chain issues? Check. Turbo wastegate rattles? Check. Excessive heat management needs? Check. On top of that, the N63's hot V layout, where the turbochargers sit inside the V of the engine, leads to greater heat concentration than traditional setups. That's great for quick turbo response, but not always great for long-term reliability if the cooling and oiling systems aren't impeccable. BMW has improved this over multiple technical updates. TU1, TU2, TU3, and later versions are better than early ones. Still, the N63 stands out on forums and in enthusiast memory as one of BMW's less reliable modern engines. Modern, yes. Powerful, absolutely. But reliability, a spectrum where caution is advised. If you're considering an N63-equipped vehicle, factor in oil consumption monitoring, timing chain guides servicing, coolant system attention, deep thermal management. This is not an engine to ignore maintenance on. It can be thrilling, but it can also be expensive if neglected. The S55 was BMW's early attempt at a high-performance turbocharged M engine. It had serious potential, some amazing torque and power figures, and was the heart of cars like the F80 M3. But its challenges are well documented among owners. Heat soak under repeated track abuse, timing chain issues, high maintenance costs. The S55 was a powerful engine with a bit too much personality, and often too many mechanical demands. It's not that the S55 is inherently terrible, but long-term ownership demands consistent care, deep pockets, and knowledge of potential weak points. For someone who doesn't want surprises, this is an engine that requires respect before investment. Not every engine is a hero or a horror story. Some fall in the category I call worthy but finicky. Engines like the M20 and M50, old school, straight-six workhorses with mechanical heart, are rock-solid in vintage cars if cared for properly. But because they're older, they carry the maintenance realities of aged machinery. Then you have engines like the N24-cylinder turbo, which can be fun and efficient. But some years and variants developed timing chain issues that earned them a less than stellar reputation in the second-hand markets. These engines are not avoided by default, but they are situational. Know what you're getting into. Know the common pitfalls, and maintain them with the attention they deserve. Here's the truth most enthusiasts overlook. Reliability isn't only about the engine design, it's about maintenance culture. BMW has an owner base that historically falls into two camps: meticulous maintainers, drive it until it breaks owners. Engines that endure easily, like the B58, M30, and even well-tuned N54s, are often the ones owned by the first camp. They change oils on schedule. They don't ignore coolant temps. They address minor issues before they become costly. Reliability is as much about care as it is about engineering. And for engines that require more attention, like the N63 or S55, owners that treat them as high maintenance rarely see catastrophic failure. So, if you want to truly judge reliability, it helps to ask, am I treating this engine the way it needs to be treated? Because an engine left to neglect will fail, no matter how strong it is on paper. If we look at aftermarket forums, real-world examples, and years of community data, a few trends become clear. The M30 lives on because it was built simple yet strong. The N52 and B58 succeed because they balanced modern technology with endurance. The N54 lives forever in tuning culture, not because it was perfect, but because it was forgiving of modifications and rewarding of effort. The B58 earns admiration because it took that concept and refined it for a new era: more power, less drama, more longevity. The N63 and S55 are reminders that performance and reliability often tug in opposite directions unless engineered for both. That's why in every enthusiast corner, you see recommendations like go B58 or N54 for reliability and fun. It's less about flawless and more about predictable. Reliability doesn't mean a perfect engine. It means an engine you can trust to behave under a range of conditions and whose behavior is understood, documented, and manageable. So, if you're looking for a BMW engine that will take you through the years with minimal surprises, here are the standouts. Most reliable performance engines. B58, modern, balanced, composed power. N52, refined naturally aspirated workhorse. N54, tunable legend with known fixable weak points. M30, timeless mechanical heart engines that require respect. N63, powerful but known heat oil chain issues. S55, performance ready, but requires higher maintenance. And remember, the easiest way to make any engine reliable is maintenance before problems happen, not after. So, what do you think? Which BMW engine has stood the test of time in your experience? Is it the refined B58, the tunable N54, or a classic legend like the M30? Let me know in the comments. And if you love deep dives into engine reliability, automotive history, and the machines that shaped enthusiast culture, subscribe to Past Pistons, because here we don't just talk about engines, we bring their stories back to life, one rev at a time.